Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name's Caitlin and today I'm going to be doing some scrunchies. I've got some Gonk Christmas fabrics here which I picked up at the range and I will link them in the description if I can find them online, although there does seem to be a pattern of me not being able to find things that I bought from the range online. So if you do see these fabrics in the range, be sure to get your hands on them while they're in stock because I may not be able to find them online. I have a Christmas craft fair coming up next weekend and possibly a few more coming up through December, so I need to get some scrunchies sewn for Christmas, and also I want to get some online on my Etsy store as well, so hopefully these will make nice scrunchies. So inside we've got one like this with little gonks on there and trees. We've got just pink snowflakes, which probably is going to be my favourite to be honest. Lots of little pink gonks. Some grey with Christmas trees, and I've got white one with grey gonks on there and stockings. I already have a strong feeling that that's going to be my favourite. I do love everything pink to be honest, so that's probably going to be my favourite one. But I'm just going to get straight into this and cut these up and make them into scrunchies. If you've seen any of my scrunchie videos before, you'll know I don't measure these out as they come in fat quarters. They're folded usually in 2 quarters, so 4 pieces, and I just cut them along the folds to make 4 scrunchies. My mum has actually asked me to make some children's size scrunchies for a little girl that she knows, so I am actually going to cut this one in half. I'm only going to make 2 scrunchies out of this, which I know isn't very much, but I do have a heap of snowflake scrunchies in my collection, so I don't really need more snowflake scrunchies. And I believe the little girl is 4 years old and I think she would absolutely love this fabric, so I am going to just cut this in half and then I'm going to use one half at a later time to make children's scrunchies. Snowflake is always a really popular design as well. I find that most of my snowflake ones are gone quite quickly compared to my other Christmas fabrics. I have a whole ton of different Christmas fabrics and different Christmas scrunchies, but it's always the snowflakes that go first. The next thing I like to do is prepare them for the machine. So when I sew them together, I have to sew them inside out so that the pattern is on the inside, and I just line them all up like this and run them through the machine one after another without cutting the threads, and that's just to save some time. Cutting each one in between would take me a lot longer. So my next step will be to run all of these through the machine. So my next step is to turn these into burritos. So this is what I've done so far. I've just sewn these 2 edges together, so if you turn it the right way around now, you can see it's just one big loop. And from here, I keep it inside out. Take this top sheet, fold it like this, over the top, and then I want to sew along here. I'm sewing it inside itself like this, so as I sew along here I can pull the scrunchie through, keep sewing, keep pulling, and eventually it will only have a tiny gap left which I leave open so that I can pull it back the right way around, and I've got a full circle. So I know that's a bit confusing. I will link another video in the description below where I go into a bit more detail about that. but this is called the burrito method. If you wanted to look it up, there are loads of tutorials on YouTube for making the burrito scrunchie, and there are also other methods to making scrunchies. I just prefer this one, it's my favourite. So I'm just going to get into making my scrunchies. Okay, my next step is to turn these the right way around, and that means just pulling these out from the hole that I left and turning them the right way around. Like this, and then it makes the loop. It's all completely sewn up now, except for that hole where I'm going to put the elastic through. So before I put my elastic through, I do like to just do a quick quality check. Make sure I haven't got any holes. I don't get holes every time that I make scrunchies, but sometimes I do. I just like to do a quick check just to be sure. Please excuse the fact I have a hot water bottle on my lap. It is really cold here at the moment, and I would put my hoodie on, but my cat has claimed it, as you can see. He's having a bath. The thing is, if I put my hoodie on and move him, then he'll want to sit on my lap because he'll want to be on the hoodie, so I have to leave him, you know, to have it. It's my sacrifice. Here I've got my loop, and I'm just going to turn all of the rest of them now inside out. Now that I've got a pile full of loops, I am going to thread my elastic through. I've already cut my elastic to 8 inches, and I use 2 centimeters wide elastic, and I'm going to thread them all using my bodkin. So your bodkin has got little teeth on it here. I just need to clip it on there like this. It doesn't puncture it or break it or anything, it just holds on. Slide that piece of metal down, and now it grips on really tight. And then I just pop this one on the other end. Like this. You take your loop, find the hole, yeah, and you just thread it through. So I'm going to pop that into the hole, push this all the way around the loop. And this side it doesn't fall through because of that piece of metal there. So I just keep going all the way through until it comes out the other end. And there you have your scrunchie. You see now it's scrunched up. So I'll put this to one side. I'm just going to continue doing that now. The next step is to run all of these through the sewing machine, sewing the 2 bits of elastic together. And again, I do that by running one after another straight through the machine without cutting the threads in between each scrunchie. For the final step, I will just tuck the elastics inside and then sew up on the seam. I'm going to be using just my plain white thread for all of these scrunchies, and then for my grey and pink. I'm going to be using obviously pink thread and pink bobbin and grey thread and grey bobbin. Now for the last step, I just need to cut all these threads off and then fluff out the scrunchies so that they look nice. Very nice. And here I have the finished scrunchies. I'm really happy with how all of these have turned out. I do wish some of the gonks are more visible on some of them. Obviously these ones you can't really see the actual gonks very well, but I still think they look quite nice and they look quite festive. I really like how these ones look, and the grey ones also. I think these ones look quite festive as well, but as I suspected, the pink one is my favourite. Anything pink I usually love, you can't go wrong with a bit of pink, but they all look really nice. So I'm really happy with how these have turned out. And I love the combination of white and pink as well, so these ones are definitely a win for me as well. If you're thinking about making some scrunchies for Christmas presents, get yourself a packet of fat quarters because you can make a small amount of scrunchies for a reasonable price. It's much cheaper than buying some meters of fabric if you're only making a few for your friends and family. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please let me know which one is your favourite. I have a couple of other Christmas fabrics that I'm going to be making into scrunchies for my craft fair and for my Etsy store, so I may make another video on Christmas scrunchies, I'm not sure yet. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.